On today's episode of Eating Our Feelings, I'm going to attempt to make meringues. Help me. I'm alone. Gonna need a lot of stuff for this one. Fridge is humming.
Boo, noisy fridge. Alright, here we go. First thing, make sure your oven is on the correct temperature of 125. Next, get your baking pans. You're going to line them both with parchment paper, so our meringues do not stick. Clean enough. Put those aside. Get a bowl. Now, one thing I do know about whipping egg whites, you must make sure there is absolutely no oil in your bowl at all. So if you're unsure, wash that bowl again. I'm cracking my eggs into a smaller bowl and putting the yolks aside because I just need the egg whites. And we cannot get the egg yolks in with the egg whites. Number 3. In the bowl. Oh, I messed up. That cracked wrong. Oh god. Okay, we're good. Yolks, just put them somewhere. Whites in the bowl. 4 of them. Now get your teaspoon, and you need a teaspoon of cream of tartar. That helps your meringue stay meringue. If your teaspoon won't fit, use your half teaspoon and do that twice. Pinch of salt. 1 cup of sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Oh, honey, honey, da 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 da. That might get me copyright strike. Get your electric blender ready to go. And blend. If you've done it right, it should start foaming up immediately. I thought about editing this down, but I thought, no. You get to see the whole process from start to finish. When you start to get to When you start to get to the soft peak stage, start adding in your sugar. A little bit at a time. The goal is to get as much of the sugar dissolved into the meringue as possible. You can test this by pinching a little tiny bit between your fingers and you can feel the granules of sugar. You can also hear it crunching at the bottom of the bowl. Really stiff peaks. I was never able to completely dissolve the sugar in the meringue. So, if you can't do it, oh well. Do what you can. They feel thick and they're really sticky. They're like climbing up the beater ones. When you get as much as you can, add your vanilla extract or your flavoring, and that's going to add a little bit of liquid to it, so that will help with the sugar melting down as well. Scrape off your beaters, put it back in the bowl. And we are going to divide this into a few different bowls to make different colors. Take a big old dollop, put them in that bowl. Big old dollop, put it in that bowl. And leave the other half over there. So I got myself 3 colors. I'm going to use some food dye. I used liquid food dye. That definitely deflated my meringue a bit. I think you're supposed to use like a powder or an oil or a solid food dye. But I didn't have it, I just had the liquid, so it deflated a little bit, but not really enough to notice. I added no more than 3 drops. The 3 drops went in the blue, and that was, I found, the runniest of all of them. So now, get yourself a couple of piping bags. And I used a cup to just kind of support mine to stand up until I had a chance to put my meringue in them. And I also used a Ziploc bag because I wanted to see what that would look like. And I didn't like the other two. The other piping heads I had weren't really for this. Then just shove it in there. And zip it up. This just takes practice. The more you do, the better you'll get. Don't fill it all the way to the top because you need to be able to squeeze it closed. Push the meringue to the end and then fill in some more. Alright, now you got your colors. Start making dollops of whipped cream. The pink and the yellow are two different sizes. So I had some candy sticks, and so I made like little meringue pops. So I just coated the back of the stick. Ah, I dropped it! I just coated the back of the stick with the meringue and placed it down, then just put more dollops on it. And for the blue one, I tried to make a giant, like, lollipop. It came out pretty darn good. And just have fun with it. If you don't know what you're doing, that's okay. I made lots of individual little meringue flower poof things. Because I didn't want to use all of my candy sticks. For the twirly ones, just stick the candy stick into the piping bag and then just squeeze gently as you pull it out and twist, and it will have that little spiral effect. Besides the individuals, I made like clusters of 2 or 3 little individual little meringues, and I tried to fill everything up, and I used every ounce that I made because if I put this much effort into it, I'm not going to just throw it out. And I took them all to work the next day, and they really liked them. Sprinkles! Because I still have tons of sprinkles from the cake I made. And you can add as many sprinkles as you like. You can get like the really fancy ones that like matchy everything, but I don't have those. So this is what I got. Then pop them in the oven for an hour. And do not open the oven. Alright, it's been an hour. Shut the oven off and do not open the door for another hour. These need to cool very slowly or they'll just crack. So I know it's hard. Don't peek at them. Just leave the door shut and walk away. Walk away. Alright, it's been an hour, technically 2 now. And there they are. And I'm pleased to say not one of them cracked. Yay! Oh my god, look how cute they are. Ah! Really? Just pick one up, and they're really light, and they're really, really crunchy. They almost have a sound like packing peanuts. They're so light and they're so crunchy. And you can't have just one. Then you have another, and the lollipops. And they came out so cute. Look. Look at that! Look at that! That is adorable. Screenshot. Thumbnail. Listen to that. Listen to this. I am so excited how these turned out. They came out better than I could ever have hoped. Happy dance is required. The bigger ones, they don't get completely dry all the way through. They have like this chewy center to them. Four egg whites and a cup of sugar fill this entire Tupperware container full of tiny meringues and meringue pops. So, size-wise, you get quite a bit for 4 egg whites. Alrighty. That's that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!